Et coucou à toi YouTube, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve pour le début d'un nouveau let's play. Alors oui, je suis en live des 72 heures. Et du coup, là on a fait deux jeux, on a fait Gear of War, celui qui est sorti hier. Plutôt, oui, hier officiellement, mais voilà, nous on est le 27 août 2025. Il est 22h37, nous sommes à 9h30. Bah, il y a déjà 9h33 écoulées sur les 72. Du coup, il y a encore pas mal de chemin à faire. Et du coup, on va découvrir un jeu narration qui s'appelle Edith Finch. Finch, voilà. C'est Sora, le modo qui est présent sur le live, qui m'a conseillé de faire ce jeu. Parce que voilà, il m'a dit que c'est un très bon jeu. Du coup, il faut mettre en ambiance. Évidemment, si vous connaissez, voilà, ne pas faire de spoil. Hein. Et évidemment, vous vous mettez peut-être dans les bonnes positions comme moi, avec un casque, dans le noir, avec une petite boisson ou quoi que ce soit. Et puis voilà. C'est parti. Allons découvrir ce jeu. Je ne connais pas, je n'ai jamais fait. Du coup, je sais pas à quoi m'attendre. Et puis évidemment, on verra si je pleure à la fin. Et puis voilà. C'est parti.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you.
Oubliez sous-titres. Ça commence bien. Ah, il n'y a pas de sous-titres. On peut pas mettre les sous-titres. Bon.
And I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning with the house.
Ouais. Ok. Moi, je pensais qu'on pouvait mettre les sous-titres un peu plus. Bon, c'est pas grave. Allez, maintenant, on essaie
I
d'écouter
lived here
l'histoire.
until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Ils sont déjà, t'inquiète. Ok, ça marche. C'est moi le
Inside
début,
the
là, en fait.
mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Ok.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Il part déjà dans l'enterrement de son frère.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Ok. Merci Sora pour avoir remarqué ça. Bien sûr, le 100% des succès est ultra simple si un jour tu veux le faire. Ouais, t'inquiète, bon, au pire, on se
I
mettra
wouldn't
en
have driven
vogue
this
et
way in a
puis tu
long
m'aideras à
time,
le faire si
but I
tu veux.
saw a few hoof prints.
On le fera en vogue tous les deux et puis comme ça fera un petit truc sympa à faire ensemble. T'inquiète, sans souci. Bon, ok, ça marche. On fera ça.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house,
J'en ai marre de
I
pas
never
savoir
thought
écrire.
I'd come back to it.
Ouais, t'inquiète, c'est le soir, on va dire, après une longue journée de
But now I
boulot.
had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers
T'inquiète, je te
to.
trouve toujours des excuses.
The
Alors,
house
c'est
was
ça la
exactly
maison.
like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Waouh.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Ok.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Oh.
Looking in,
Bonjour.
I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Ah, je crois qu'il y a personne. C'est surtout qu'au boulot, j'ai un autre clavier 100% différent du mien et du coup, Je suis déjà habitué à celui du taf. Ah, ok. Bon, par contre, j'ai remarqué, on peut pas courir dans ce jeu. J'essaie de trouver la touche pour courir, on peut pas. Non, c'est un jeu où tu marches seulement. Ok. Ok, ok.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Ok. Ok, ça marche, Sora, ça marche.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Ok.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
2010. Ouais, ok. Waouh.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Ah ouais, c'est trouvable sur Spotify aussi. Ça, c'est bon à savoir, ça.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Ok.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Ok.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Je pourrais en parler des heures sur ce jeu. Bah vas-y, hein, si tu veux donner des petites
Nothing in
infos
the
sur le
house
jeu,
looked
vas-y. Hein.
abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many
Je
teeth.
te prive pas. Hein. Si t'as des choses à dire sur des anecdotes sur le jeu ou quoi que ce soit, vas-y. Hein. Fais-toi plaisir. Hein.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom
Oh.
always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Non. Là, c'est fait.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Ok.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Ok. Moi, je pense qu'il faut aller à l'étage.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Je l'ai découvert en 2018 via YouTube, je l'ai acheté en 2019 et depuis, c'est l'amour total. Il est sorti une version PS5 avec un ou deux trophées de plus de la version PC PS4 et je l'ai reacheté pour l'occasion et je l'ai toujours beaucoup aimé. Et du coup, tu l'as platiné le jeu ou pas du tout, Sora? Je pense que oui.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Barbara. Mhm.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Oui, sur PC, PS4 et PS5. Ok.
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Au moins, c'est clair, net et précis.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Ok. Euh... Rigori.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Ok. Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Elle peignait mon portrait. Comment ça, c'est ton portrait? Au moment du live, le jeu est à 4,62€ sur Steam, sinon il est à 18€. Voilà. Notre ami Sora qui fait de la pub
Molly always seemed like a girl
pour
I
le
could
jeu.
imagine being friends with.
Après,
If she
bien,
hadn't
c'est bien.
died
Hein.
in 1947.
Après, au moment du live, les amis, on est le 27 août. Voilà. Pour info. Je termine le 6 septembre pour info. Eh ben, merci à toi, mon cher Sora.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Wow, j'aimerais trop avoir du papier peint comme ça pour décorer ma chambre. C'est trop beau. Dispo sur Switch aussi. Ouais, bah ouais. C'est que c'est
Louis
même
told me there
quasiment
were
sûr.
secret passages, but I never believed him.
Et tu l'as sur Switch ou pas encore? Au cas où, hein. Je pose la question, si tu aimes bien le jeu, y a moyen que tu le prennes pour faire le platine aussi.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Ah.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Ok.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Le jeu est dispo sur PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Switch, iPhone
Just like I
et
had
iPad.
no idea where
Voilà.
all this was gonna lead.
Pas encore sur Switch et pas prévu vu comme il n'y a pas de succès. Ah bah oui, c'est vrai. Parce que notre ami Sora prend les jeux quand il y a des trophées, sinon il les fait pas.
December 13th, 1947.
Il est à peu près comme moi. Hein.
Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Bah t'as bien raison, Sora. Ah, qu'est-ce...
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Ok.
I kept eating and eating.
J'arrêtais pas de manger.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh, mais t'es dégueulasse, ma pauvre fille. Je balance tout. Vas-y, je suis chaud, je vais être le mec relou du chat. Mais non, t'inquiète. Je t'ai donné l'autorisation,
Then
Sora.
I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I
T'inquiète.
reached out for her,
Je t'ai donné l'autorisation, Sora. Fais-toi plaisir.
and suddenly, I was a cat.
Hein?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Quoi? Mais la gamine, elle est maudite, c'est une malédiction qu'elle a, non?
I jumped and I almost got her.
Comment ça, ma ref? Je comprends rien.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Faut que j'aille où? Ah, peut-être par là.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind.
What?
Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Comment ça, ma ref, là? Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Pardon?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
La partie coquin. Ouais, on est quoi là? C'est quoi? C'est une sorte de pieuvre? Non, c'est un serpent ça, non?
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Ah, c'est une pieuvre. Ok.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Ça sent mieux.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Non, mais que c'est fait?
I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Je serai délicieuse.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was... One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Et le jeu, c'est une histoire vraie ou pas du tout?
whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Non, c'est pas une histoire vraie, ça. Pas à ma connaissance. Ok. Oh, on dirait un nain dans Blanche-Neige. Il ressemble trop. Ça se trouve pas du tout.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Wow.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Je pense pas, ouais. Ça, on peut s'attendre à tout aussi, hein. Ok.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look.
Oh, c'est
It
trop bien
isn't in
fait,
the
ça.
cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
What?
Sven
What?
gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Ouais.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam, Calvin, dinner's ready.
Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember
Ouais, je vois
about my
ça,
brother.
ouais.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt
Ok.
strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember
Ça, je
trying to do
m'attendais
the
pas du
exact
tout.
same thing.
Oh. Ah ouais. Attends, il y avait quel âge quand il est mort? 11 ans? Oh putain,
After
on est
the
en train de
funeral,
vivre les morts de
Edie
tout le
roped off
monde en
Calvin's
fait.
half of the room.
Je crois que je comprends le jeu. En gros, on est en train de vivre, en fait, on est en train de revivre bah, des pires trucs dans la vie, quoi.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
J'avais prévenu. Ouais, t'avais prévenu, mais j'étais vraiment pas prêt
Growing
pour
up,
des trucs comme ça,
I
moi.
always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star,
Merci pour le clip,
Barbara
Sarah.
was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Tu me donnes pas. Pardon.
trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he really was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Ah, dis pas qu'elle a tué quelqu'un de sa famille ou je sais pas quoi. Me dis pas c'est le gars qui a été déguisé en loup-garou qui est mort là.
The hookman
Bah.
had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Ding dong. On est dans les films d'horreur.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard.
Pardon?
But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Mais c'est gore! Mais c'est dégueulasse!
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Du coup, si je comprends bien, il reste encore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Attends, il y en a 2 en bas. Il y a Eddie, Sam, Walker, Gregory, Gus, Mitten, Levis et Darn, je sais pas quoi. Ouais, il reste encore 8 histoires quoi en gros, si je comprends bien. Ah mais c'est gore en fait ce jeu. Moi je pensais que c'est un jeu de narration où tu fais ouais, bon ça va, ça va être cool. Ah bah narration, c'est pas si narration que ça hein.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Barbara c'est fait. Du coup... Là-haut tu peux pas...
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Calvin. Pas y aller? Maintenant ici. Comment c'est, il y a du sang. Par contre, Sora, si tu vois, je galère un peu, tu n'hésites pas à m'aider. Hein.
Inside the music box near the basement.
Si tu vois, je galère un peu, quoi que ce soit, n'hésite pas. Hein. Tu t'en sors bien pour le moment. Ok. Ok.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Mais non.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of
Putain, déjà en
waiting.
2005.
Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Le président avec la fille, ça se passe en 2017.
Whatever's out there,
Ok,
I want you to know I'm ready for it.
ok, ça marche.
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Merci pour l'info. Merci pour l'info,
I
Sora.
don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one little day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Attends, il s'est fait
Walter
écraser
died
par
when I
un
was
train?
6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Il s'est fait écraser par un train, c'est ça le délire?
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Ok. Bon, ouais. C'est ce qui est supposé, oui. Ok.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Wow, par contre, c'est trop beau.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Ouais, mais par contre, là, je sais pas où je pourrais aller. Est-ce qu'il faut que je monte par là? Est-ce qu'il faut que j'aille par là-bas? Ou ici? Je vais voir là-bas. Ah, on peut pas aller plus loin. Ok. En fait, ici, il n'y a rien. C'est juste pour éclairer. Oh, une statue là-haut.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Ouais, la musique. Là, du coup, faut que je fasse quoi, là? Faut que je retourne dans la maison, c'est ça?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday
Ouais, à mon avis, faut
and
que je
find
retourne
everything
là-bas.
out for myself.
Je sauvegarde auto.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met
Et
Grandpa
là,
Sam,
grosse
but
révélation, notre
I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
personnage est enceinte.
They were both pretty intense.
C'est qui lui?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? What? Am I gonna have...
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Prendre quoi en photo? Bah, prendre quoi en photo?
Definitely should not have
Ah
drunk
putain,
all that
là.
coffee. Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff
Bien vu, ça va.
if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
C'est pas le cerf qu'on l'a vu tout à l'heure, ça?
Dad,
Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive... Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
Quoi, j'ai pas compris.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad! Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Ouais. Ok. Je vois le délire du jeu maintenant. Ouais, 1h02 même. À peu près.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh, ça va parler du bébé. C'est quoi le délire?
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Là, ça va être quelque chose. Oh non.
I think he saw things the rest of us
Sérieux?
don't.
Prépare-toi. Oh merde. Mentalement et physiquement.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to...
Oh, c'est ma maman.
Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Bon bah je crois que j'ai loupé le trophée.
Whatever it was, he saw.
Oh non, c'est quoi la musique là? Je suis sur Epic.
It sure made him happy.
Ah bah t'as pas des succès sur Epic. Ah.
I know how silly it sounds. worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Il va se noyer. Non, dis pas ça.
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
Ouais.
About everything.
Hein?
But I know what happened.
Si, j'ai capté.
Wasn't your fault.
T'inquiète.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy
Ah,
too.
la catégorie.
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Je viens de... Ok. Ah, je comprends pourquoi tu me dis prépare-toi physiquement et mentalement. Je comprends pourquoi tu m'as dit ça, Sora. Putain. Wow.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet... A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father
Joyeux
never
tout
hit
ça,
his
n'est-ce pas?
kids, at least not
Ouais.
very hard, before the day my brother
C'est
said
plutôt
with teenage
bienvenue dans la
disregard
déprime, quoi.
that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Plutôt 3 et après c'est que des cinématiques de fin. Ok.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a
Oui, surtout la
stepmom or
déprime.
the words that I
Ouais,
know.
bah ouais, je vois ça, ouais.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Allez, tiens, je te fais un fuck, ma gueule. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Il y a un petit truc drôle dans cette histoire, le doigt. Ouais, bah ouais. J'avoue que ça m'a fait bien rire.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Ah, je vois ça avec quoi le délire.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Il va prendre un coup de châtaigne, c'est ça le délire? Ah non, encore pire.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you. She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Mais c'est tout. Attends, là, j'ai pas compris la fin de l'histoire là, par contre. Il est mort comment, en fait? C'est là, il avait le coup de vent et tout. Mais j'ai pas compris la fin.
My mom moved up to the loft after her
Plus que
brothers
deux
died.
histoires. Ouais.
At the time, it was as far
En gros,
away
il
as she
s'est
could
pris
get.
la tente dans la gueule à cause de la tempête. Bah, normalement, que tu prends la tente dans la gueule, tu meurs pas normalement. Ou à moins qu'il était enroulé et puis il s'est étouffé.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Ou à moins qu'il s'est étouffé après. Il y aurait que
Religion
ça.
was
Hein.
another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Oui, mais il avait... Oui, mais il avait des tables, des chaises, et comme tu l'as sûrement étouffé sous la tente parce que le tissu fait le soulevement. Le soulever. Ah, ok.
The house had to get a little bigger, but
Là, du coup, je
Edie was
comprends
used to
mieux.
that.
Merci, Sora.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Oh, l'école.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday.
Le
When Edie
début de la
gave him
fin
a
fut le
castle.
10e anniversaire de Mito, quand Edith lui a offert un château. Alors j'adore la musique
Milton
ici.
Finch in
J'avoue
The
qu'elle est
Magic
sympa.
Paintbrush.
Moi j'avoue c'est sympa.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. had found in the house. Mom didn't want it getting out.
Bon, bah, encore une histoire. Hein. Là, la métaphore que Meklo a sûrement vu toutes ces histoires et s'est dit le meilleur moyen de se barrer de la maison, c'est qu'il a fait. D'où la métaphore de la porte, et n'est jamais revenu, et donc probablement mort. Ouais.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's
Ça
room.
va, il est sympa, lui.
Except
Ici.
Louis.
C'est beau. 2010. Mhm.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Alors c'est un mélange avec la Sega, avec la PlayStation 1. Bah ça ressemble plus à une, ouais ça ressemble à une PlayStation 1 ça. Aïe aïe aïe.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Wesh, je fasse quoi?
I asked him to describe
Ah
it.
putain, j'avais pas vu ça. Ok.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Je te laisse découvrir la
even
dernière histoire,
encouraged
il y a encore un peu de gameplay avant la vraie fin. Ok, ça marche ça.
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success
Pour
in the
eux,
real
les choix
world,
ne
I
changent
think it
rien
was
à son
overwhelming.
destin. Ok.
And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know.
Wow.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him.
Une grande porte.
Even after he
Pour
said
au
he was being
final
crowned
entrer dans une
king
petite
over all the
porte.
lands
Là,
of
vous vous
wonder.
rappellerez-il pas un certain château Disney dans 4? Si.
The palace would be packed with his
Wow.
companions.
Ouais, elle est trop bien la musique.
Including the wise Calico who
Il fait les
insisted on
mouvements dans le
advising.
vide. Ouais, j'avoue. Ouais, causé que je peux faire un truc parce que
His queen waited, holding his crown.
c'est festif, mais pas pour longtemps. Alors.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh non! Ah! Ok, la guillotine. J'adore tous ces français.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Bon. Malheureusement. Ouais.
My brother was really cool.
Bon là
I
évidemment
wish you
pas
could have
besoin
met
de
him.
se prendre la tête, Lévis en a eu marre de la réalité et son taf dont il s'est échappé dans son univers, le jeu vidéo, cela ne lui a malheureusement pas suffi, il a donc décidé de placer sa tête sous la machine et à décapiter les poissons et s'est tranché la tête avec. Ouais.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Un petit verre de champagne, un suppôt et eau de
I
vie.
wish we'd stayed,
Mon Dieu.
but I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
En gros, si je comprends à peu près l'histoire, en gros, Lévis c'est le dernier qui était mort de la famille quoi.
What happened that night had been coming
Et
for a
depuis
long
sa mort, en
time.
fait, ils sont partis d'ici quoi.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
Si je comprends l'histoire.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Ah ok, ça marche.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when
Sache
she
que
raised
là,
her
il
glass
te
and
reste
said,
rien avant la fin.
To our final night together, and all our
Okay.
final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Ok, faut avancer.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting
Malheureusement, on ne
sick a lot.
saura jamais ce qui s'est passé dans cette vieille maison.
The rest happened
Mais les
pretty
réponses à
quickly.
d'autres questions sont clairement là-bas, quoi.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Edith
until I
Séchao.
found out about you.
Elle est décédée dans la nuit avant que la maison de retraite ne vienne la chercher le lendemain matin.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about
Alors,
all
ensuite,
this.
maman est tombée gravement malade.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Ok. En fait, toute la famille est morte et là, c'est en gros, c'est notre héros. Ah ouais. Hmm. Ah, j'ai quand même été clair aux yeux. Ouais. Ah putain. Bon bah, c'est vrai, t'as gagné, hein. J'ai ma petite larme aux yeux, ça y est. Oh putain. Bon, bah, j'ai réussi à chialer, voilà. Bravo, Sora. Ah putain. Ouais. Ah, ça y est. Yes. Non, mais franchement, alors là, on peut pas voir vraiment que je pleure, mais j'ai un peu les yeux rouges. Mais c'est badant, hein. Ouais. Oh putain, vas-y. Attends, il est quelle heure? Il est minuit 15 que tu... Le pire, c'est que moi, je vais dodo après. Ouais, j'avoue. Bon bah voilà, YouTube. J'espère que ça vous a plu. Mais ouais, franchement, c'est chaud, quoi. Enfin, Edith elle-même, le personnage, est morte en accouchant de son fils, dont elle narrait l'histoire non seulement pour nous, les joueurs, mais aussi pour son fils, via le journal qu'il tient dans sa main à la fin et au début du jeu. Et on peut penser que lui aussi, il restera, car il y avait une malédiction dans la famille. S'il y a des histoires que t'as pas compris, n'hésite pas, je viens en vote et je t'explique sans souci. Bon, au pire, viens en vogue vite fait. Bah, viens en vogue. Attends, comment on va faire? Si, c'est bon. Bah, viens en vogue et tu racontes tes histoires. Tu fais un résumé de toutes les histoires et puis voilà, quoi. Attends. Viens en vogue.
Allô?
Bonsoir, monsieur Sora.
Alors, ça va de votre temps, hein?
Oh putain.
Ne l'avais-je point dit?
Ouais, mais on avait dit 3h du matin. Bon, il est pas 3h du matin, mais je sais pas.
Bon, voilà. Voilà. Non, mais tu vois, un peu, je voulais suivre ton avis dessus, tu vois. Donc, à 3h du matin, ça me réfléchit de pas avoir vu.
Ouais.
Alors, du coup, attends, parce que je vais retourner sur Google, parce que du coup, j'ai pas tous les noms en tête non plus. Analyse. Boum. Alors, bon, bah vers la fin, du coup, j'ai commencé à expliquer. Donc voilà, Lewis, par exemple, je vais pas réexpliquer. Walter, bah en fait, Walter, par exemple, après la mort de sa sœur Barbara, en gros, il s'est caché à la cave. Donc tout le monde, pendant des années, hein, voilà, il a, je sais pas si j'ai son année là. Tac, tac, tac. Les années 50 apparemment. Donc il a grandi dans les années 50 et il est décédé en 2005. Donc la fin suggère que, en gros, bah, chaque jour, en fait, il y avait des tremblements dans la maison. Donc il s'est dit, ok, le tueur, le monstre est encore là. Donc moi, je sors pas de ma cave, je reste là où je suis. Du jour au lendemain, il n'entend plus de bruit, il n'entend plus rien. Donc il se dit, ok, peut-être que maintenant je peux sortir. Donc il sort. Et finalement, bah, il se fait renverser par un train qui passait par là, quoi. Tu vois, là, par exemple, dans le bouquin, là, en fait, tu peux voir les années de naissance et de décès de tout le monde. Voilà, par exemple, là, je vois Walter 1952, mort 2005. Donc voilà. Barbara, c'était une actrice, donc, et c'était une actrice, c'était une enfant star. On sait comment ça finit, les enfants stars, en général, ils grandissent, donc ils ont plus... par exemple, pour le cas de Barbara, elle avait plus son cri iconique, parce que du coup, elle a un peu mué, quoi. Et en gros, cette histoire-là de fan qui la dévore en laissant son oreille ensanglantée et tout ça, là, qui est très glauque d'ailleurs, en fait, c'était dans une idée de lui faire son cri pour relancer sa carrière. Sauf que, bah, finalement, ça a tourné au cauchemar, quoi. Donc voilà. Pour ce qui est le cas de Molly, faut pas se prendre la tête. Molly, comme vous l'avez vu, elle a mangé des trucs.
Ouais, en gros,
Du
il avait morte étouffée,
dentifrice.
quoi.
Alors, elle est pas morte étouffée, mais disons que à force de manger du dentifrice et des trucs empoisonnés, en fait, ça lui a donné des hallucinations. Et en fait, juste, elle est morte dans son sommeil, en fait. Et en fait, donc, elle est morte à partir du moment où elle commence à voir oh putain, je deviens un chat pour bouffer un oiseau, puis je deviens un requin pour manger des phoques. Je deviens un aigle, un faucon, un hibou, ce que tu veux pour manger des lapins. Je deviens une pieuvre pour manger les gens. Et à la fin, bah, on voit la pieuvre remonter dans la cuvette des chiottes et se mettre sous le lit de Molly. Donc c'est la mort en fait. C'est la réincarnation plus ou moins de la mort. Qui c'est qui nous reste? Milton, bon, du coup, je l'ai expliqué. Down, je l'ai expliqué. Gus, ça a été expliqué. Grégory, bon, pas besoin de se prendre la tête, hein, voilà. Le gamin, il jouait dans l'eau, il a activé le robinet, il s'est noyé. Calvin, il n'y a pas vraiment de raison. Juste en mode, il s'est juste dit, tiens, un petit défi, faire un tour complet et lâcher, vu comme je rêve d'être astronaute, bah, je lâche et je vais voir où ça va me mener. Bah, du coup, ça lui a amené vers la mort.
Vers l'infini et au-delà. Hein.
Voilà. Et pour Sam, bah, pour le coup, c'est la malchance. Il pensait que le cerf a été tué. Et malheureusement, bah, dans un dernier élan, sans mauvais jeu de mots, dans un dernier élan de survie, bah, il a foutu un coup de tête et ça a tué le padré, quoi. Et Odin, lui, il est mort. Donc, c'est le plus vieux de la famille, je crois. Oui, c'est ça, c'est le plus vieux. Il est né dans les années au 19e siècle, fin du 19e siècle. Juste, il voulait déménager et en fait, sa maison a été engloutie sous les eaux et ils ont commencé à construire un cimetière pour Odin. Et après, ils ont construit la maison, chose qu'il ne faut jamais faire. Voilà, parce qu'apparemment, il y a plusieurs théories qui disent que la malédiction viendrait du cimetière. Ils ont d'abord construit le cimetière, puis la maison, alors que dans l'ordre des choses, bah, tu construis d'abord une maison, puis un cimetière. Donc voilà, je pense qu'on a fait à peu près le tour. Voilà, donc c'était très badant. J'ai bien vu que c'était badant de ton côté, moi aussi, hein, pour le coup, genre, l'histoire j'ai beau la connaître par cœur, mais ça reste badant quand même à les faire dans des heures comme ça. Donc voilà, en vrai tu l'aurais fait à 14h, t'aurais eu la même émotion, mais t'aurais pas non plus...
Non, c'est plus
t'aurais
le
été en bas
soir,
mais sans plus, tu vois.
vu le soir, t'es un peu fatigué, et puis
C'est pour ça que le soir, c'est mieux de faire les jeux d'horreur, les jeux déprimants, etc. le soir, entre guillemets, hein. Parce que du coup, t'es plus sensible la nuit. Tu vois, moi je le remarque par exemple chez moi, mais Mais moi, je sais que par exemple, le jour, par exemple, je peux être froid, cruel, ce que tu veux. Et puis le soir, je peux être en vocal avec des potes et rigoler comme un idiot ou à tout ce que tu veux, à pleurer facilement et tout, machin. Je vais citer des copains là qui passeront peut-être même sûrement par là. Mais le premier soir où je me suis remis à jouer avec la NNF et tout ça, je leur ai dit des choses le soir. Je pensais pas qu'ils s'attendaient à ce que je m'ouvre autant. Mais voilà, je me suis ouvert à eux et tout machin. Donc voilà, donc c'est pour ça, Edith Finch, je voulais vraiment que tu le fasses dans des heures comme ça parce que je me dis, là, il y a moyen que tu te retrouves badé, que tu sois triste. Donc voilà, peut-être pas non plus à pleurer comme j'ai pleuré sur Cash, mais avoir au moins des frissons ou une petite larme à l'œil. Après, bon, si il y avait rien, il y avait rien. Hein. Et moi, clair
Non,
obscur,
mais déjà.
rien.
Ouais. Non, mais en plus, moi, je
Mais
suis sensible à toutes les conneries comme ça, quoi. Ça me cassait, quoi.
ah ouais, bah
Ah, ça,
là,
déjà le Tirigori, ça me faisait penser trop à. Tu sais, qu'imaginais vraiment que ça pouvait t'arriver à tout moment avec avec ton petit frère ou quelqu'un de.
ah, mais
Tes petits
n'importe quelle
neveux,
histoire.
des trucs comme ça.
Toutes les histoires qui ont été racontées là, ça peut arriver à n'importe qui. Hein.
Mm.
Les Whis, par exemple, bah, si t'acceptes pas la réalité, bah, tu t'échappes dans les jeux vidéo. Alors, voilà, ça veut pas dire que vous jouez aux jeux vidéo, ça y est, vous allez vous trancher la tête sous une machine à décapiter des poissons. Non, c'est pas ça votre destin. Hein. Ça veut pas forcément dire ça. C'est juste que lui, malheureusement, dans sa réalité, bah, le jeu vidéo, ça l'a pas sauvé, en fait, de la dure réalité, du travail et tout le reste, de la vie. C'est juste que lui, malheureusement, ça l'a pas sauvé, quoi.
Mm.
Mais voilà, c'est pas parce que vous êtes joueur de jeux vidéo que vous allez finir trancher la tête. Hein, vous pouvez tout à fait vivre en couple, marié, avec des enfants, bien au chaud dans votre lit, retraité, tout ce que vous voulez,
Merci,
sans
Rose.
aucun problème. Voilà.
Mm. Non, franchement, c'était badant.
Donc,
Non, en tout cas, c'était cool. Franchement, j'ai bien
voilà.
aimé. Voilà. En tout cas, voilà, vous avez l'explication de YouTube. Bon, ça va faire une bonne VOD, hein, de moins de 2 heures, c'est déjà pas mal. On en avait pour 1h48 à peu près. Et puis, du coup, voilà. Hein. Et puis, évidemment, pour ceux qui. Alors, je sais pas quand je mettrai, je pense que ce sera quand je reviendrai de Paris. Ou soit, si j'ai le temps, samedi, vous la mettre sur YouTube. Pas pour samedi là, mais samedi prochain. Je sais pas, je verrai. Voilà. En tout cas, voilà. Quand vous verrez cette vidéo, c'est sûr, quand vous verrez cette vidéo en sortant, vous avez la rediff de live des 72 heures. Comme ça, vous avez encore, hein, parce que vous avez pendant 2-3 mois, je crois, si je dis pas conneries. Et puis voilà, quoi. Bref. Bah, merci, mon cher Sora, pour m'avoir conseillé ce jeu.
Eh ben, de rien. C'est dommage, du coup, que t'aies pris sur Epic. Parce que, du coup, t'as pas les succès.
Ouais.
Mais si un jour tu rachètes le jeu sur PlayStation, enfin pas forcément le racheter, mais s'il est gratuit sur PlayStation un jour ou l'autre ou quoi, il y a
Je
les
t'appelle.
trophées, amuse-toi. Voilà, y a aucun problème.
Ah, ok. Et puis sinon, ah oui, sinon j'ai platiné, ça y est que j'ai 2.
Ah, nice.
Ah,
Maintenant qu'on faire le même avec le 3.
J'ai galéré, hein. J'ai galéré. Tu peux
Ah ouais,
même
t'as
pas
galéré à faire la technique?
Non, pas la technique, que support de technique. Bah non, tu sais, en faisant le jeu correctement et
Ah
tout.
oui, bah oui, bien sûr.
Ouais,
Suis-je
c'est pour ça.
bête?
Ouais, oui.
Maintenant, faut faire la même avec Jack 3.
Ouais.
Ça va, il est plus simple que Jack 2. Enfin, il est plus simple. Il est un peu plus simple. Il est pas non plus très simple, mais il est un peu plus simple.
Ok.
Voilà.
Ouais, bon, ça, on verra bien.
D'ailleurs, faudrait que j'ai un ex-pote. Hein, voilà, c'est clairement un ex-pote maintenant aujourd'hui. Qui devait chercher dans son chez lui la trilogie HD sur PS3. Sauf que vu comme maintenant c'est mon ex-pote, il risque pas de le chercher. Donc je pense que je vais devoir me la procurer sur Vinted.
Ouais.
Pour le refaire sur PS3, bien sûr. Voilà.
Bref, en tout cas, YouTube, je vais vous laisser ici. Je vous fais des gros bisous. Et puis voilà, bonne soirée ou bonne journée, ça dépend. Quand vous regarderez la vidéo, puis sûrement Sora fera ce magnifique miniature. Hein, je le laisse faire parce que voilà, je sais qu'il aime bien le jeu, du coup, je lui laisse cet honneur de faire la miniature. En tout cas, voilà. Et puis, bah, je vous fais des bisous YouTube. Salut, salut!
Voilà. Et faites attention à vous.
Voilà.